great. You're doing everything from the comfort of your own home. I can't see you, so please do what feels comfortable, what feels appropriate. Tai Chi is not meant to ever be anything other than sort of appropriate and staying within your soft limits. So heed that, and I hope you can enjoy yourself, pull away, relax the mind, and get the energy moving. We'll start with swinging arms. So with your feet hip width, knees soft, spine upright, step back with one foot, and swinging arms. So stepping forward and back in place, letting the arms relax by the sides in what is always just an easeful effort, but getting into the legs, feeling rooted, feeling grounded, and warming up the body. And then just letting that settle. Step the back foot forward to meet your front foot. And step back with your other foot for the second side of swinging arms. So you're keeping your feet basically in place. When you step onto your back foot, the knee is soft. Again, you're not leaning forward, you're not leaning backwards. You're keeping that royal, dignified posture with an upright spine. Arms very relaxed. Might feel different on one side as compared to the other. That's just fine. And then letting that settle now. And as before, stepping the back foot forward at hip width. Step back with your, going back to the first side once again. Feet stay at hip width so you're more stable. That back knee is soft. Pour the weight onto the back knee, the back foot, excuse me. Knee is soft. And then push the weight from that back foot into the front foot, pouring the weight into the front foot without leaning forward. And then push the weight into the back foot. Pushing and pouring without leaning forward or leaning backwards. And now the next time you pour the weight into your front foot, let the forearms float up in the hands like there's energy rising up underneath the forearms into the tips of the fingers. And then as you pour the weight into your back foot, let the hands and the forearms float down in what's called rolling wave. Again, when you pour the weight into the back foot, let that knee be soft. And imagine a rolling wave upon which the forearms and the hands ride up and float down. The next time you pour the weight onto the front foot, come onto the ball of your back foot, lengthening the leg. As you pour the weight into the back foot, letting the knee soften, pull up the toes of your front foot. Lengthening leg. As you pour the weight onto the front foot, empty the back foot and step it forward to hip width, letting the hands, the palms, float down. Move across the weight and step back the waist and step back with your second foot, pushing and pouring. Back knee soft, not leaning forward, not leaning back, keeping that royal, dignified posture. And easeful breathing, nothing extra with your breathing. The next time you're pouring the weight into the front foot, let the forearms and hands float up, rising up on a rolling wave, and then pouring the weight into the back foot and letting the forearms and hands float down. Rolling wave. Moving slower than the speed of habit and feeling that very effortless action. Coming onto the ball of your back foot now and lengthening leg and pulling up the toes of your front foot as you pour the weight into the back foot. As you pour the weight onto your front foot, empty the back foot and step it up to hip width. Let the palms float down. Opening shoulder, lifting heel. Let one arm float up like there's energy underneath. So it's just riding on a bubble of air. And it rides you so high, floats that arm so high, it pulls you up onto the ball of the foot. So feel that diagonal across the body, something short of a stretch, and then letting that float down. Moving across the waist and letting the other arm start to float up on that bubble. Pulling you onto the ball of that foot, finding that diagonal, and then letting that float down as the other arm starts to rise up on that bubble. Again, something short of a stretch, nothing that would pull you out of alignment. Staying within the soft limit, something short of a stretch. And now finding almost this bubble, letting the hands form around that bubble and taking heavenly circles. It floats up and it carries the arms. So you'd almost come right off your feet, and then it starts to settle down on the other side. Let the eyes follow the hands without leaning forward over much. Elbows are soft. Allow the breathing to do just what it will. The knees soften when the arms are down. And the next time the arms are up, take the heavenly circles to the other direction. See if you can sense that bubble within the arms, within the hands. The next time the arms are up, let the elbows soften and smooth the chi between the hands, between the palms and the body. Let the body sink as the palms come down, opening out. Again, something short of a stretch, opening, and then turning the palms in and smoothing the chi. See if you can sense the energy between the hands and the body. Take ringing the temple bell. You can imagine the arms like a clapper of a bell. So that there's no effort in the arms. You're not holding them. You just let them flow as the torso turns from side to side. These four corners of the shoulder and the waist. You can let that back arm come high enough to hit up against the kidney. I'll show you what that looks like backwards. Behind. And you can let the head turn when the torso turns. And then letting that go now. Make gentle fists and massage into the kidneys. Healing touch. Gentle circles. And then healing touch for the stomach and the spleen. One hand on top of the other. Reversing the circles. Right. Feet at hip width, knees soft, arms relaxed at the sides, upright spine, with the crown of the head drawing up towards the ceiling, right over the tail, feet shoulder width. Beginning Tai Chi. Let the arms and the palms rise up. And then start to settle down, floating down.
Debbie, we lost your video.
Okay, let's see what I can do.
There we go.
Once again, the arms float up for beginning Tai Chi. Tripping over like the top of a waterfall and then floating down. And see if you can sense that energy underneath the hands. And how the movement is initiated from the legs and from the feet. Arms effortless. It's time to bring the hands a little bit closer in to one another. Raising them up. Turning so the palms are in front of the heart and opening out, opening the circle of the heart. Something short of a stretch and closing back in. Letting the knees soften and letting the hands float down. Opening the circle of the heart. This time, cross at the wrists or pour the weight onto one foot, empty the other and step it back, parting clouds to see the stars. Letting that bubble rise between the body and the arms float up and out, carrying you onto that back foot. The knee is soft as the arms open out. You gaze at the stars. Again, part the clouds as you pour the weight onto that front foot, letting the action be initiated from the legs. And gaze at the stars. Part the clouds. Gaze at the stars. It's time. The hands come up part way and open out into flying dove, opening out the wings of the dove, weight poured into the front foot. Pour the weight into the back foot, letting the knees soften and let the wings close in front of the heart. Pouring the weight into the front foot, pushing off the back foot, the wings open, wings close, the back knee softens. Not leaning forward, not leaning back. Take that empty back foot now as you let the palms float down. Take that empty back foot and step it forward to hip width. Moving across the waist. Step back with the other foot and once again, another name, scooping the sea to gaze at the sky. Again, slower than the speed of habit. So there's sensitivity and an experience of effortless action. As the palms come up this time, opening the wings of the flying dove. Pour the weight into that back foot. Let the knee soften as the wings close. Pouring the weight into that front foot, pressing down. Take that empty back foot, step it forward to shoulder width, and let the palms float down. Interlace the fingers and press the palms to the sky. Arms come up, the palms turn up, and again, something short of a stretch. Elbows soften, palms turn in, knees soften, and again. It's time as the palms come down and turn in, cross at the wrists, pour the weight into one foot and step the other foot out a little bit further. And push and pour from one foot to the other, letting the knees be soft. And again, without leaning in one direction or the other. And as you pour the weight into one foot, take that elbow back and find your sight. With the other hand, making an L with your thumb and forefinger and looking across the arm in between your thumb and forefinger. And moving across the waist, soft knees, crossing at the wrists, and drawing the bow to the second side. Crossing at the wrists, pulling back the elbow, and finding the sight. Drawing the bow. Pouring the weight into one foot, step the other foot back to hip width. Find that bubble, let your hands find the form of that bubble. And then taking the inside palm down and the other up, joining earth and sky. Something short of a stretch. And then letting that top hand find the outside of the bubble, the bottom hand finds the bottom. And again, switching the palms, joining earth and sky. Letting the knees soften from the top hand comes down. Using the press of the legs as the top hand presses up. Pressing palms to calm the mind, scooping and pressing down. Scooping and pressing. Opening the circle for healing, letting the arms float out and up. Something short of a stretch, and then letting the palms settle down at center. Knees soften, opening out. And letting it settle. If you have a chair, take just 1 minute to sit and experience how it feels now. Resting the hands on the legs with the feet grounded, hip width, spine upright. Maybe close the eyes, maybe take the gaze down. Simply take a moment to sense the feeling of the breathing as it flows in and out. And the quality of the energy of the body now. Thanks for joining for Tai Chi. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you have a great day today. I hope to see you next week if you're leaving us now. Otherwise, I hope you can stay and join us for some yoga. If you're here for yoga and you have a towel or a yoga mat, take that and maybe have your chair nearby as well. Starting in mountain pose with the outer edges of the feet hip width. Take the arms out and up, and use the reach of the arms to get a little extra length through the spine. At the same time, feel grounded through the legs and the feet. And imagine the legs like straws where you're sucking up energy. Let the ears float between the upper arms and feel the tips of the fingertips. Natural breathing. And now lower the left arm down to the side, reaching up with the right and leaning out and over to the left in lateral arc stretch. Extend down into the right leg and foot. And once you're in your side bend with your left shoulder relaxed, press with the legs and give a little extra lift of the heart. As you breathe in, reach up for something. And breathe out, lower the right arm back down to the side. Breathe in, take the left arm out and up. Breathe out all the way up. Breathe in, press with the legs, reach from your belly. And breathe out over to the right. Extend down through the left leg and foot. Give that extra lift of the heart to lengthen the spine and the side bend. And as you breathe in, reach up for something. Breathe out, lower the left arm out and down. Interlace the fingers now behind the back and lift the clasped hands. Now, the elbows may not straighten, that's just fine. You could also just have your thumbs up to open the front of the shoulders. Breathe in and lift from the back of the heart, the head. And breathe out, bend the knees as much as you like. Hinge forward, keeping the spine long as long as you can. And at some point, release the head down. Lifting the arms again. You can take a forward fold in a chair if you want to be sitting. But let a little blood flow down into the brain. And observe changes to the breathing here when your head is down. Lower the hands to the back into or towards the floor, letting the elbows relax so the shoulders drop like a big baggy sweater falling over in a heap. That's like your whole shoulder girdle dropping down. Now bring the hands above the knees, bend the legs, press against the legs, lift the head and the heart. Breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. See if you're standing a little taller and you let the blood flow down from the head back down towards the heart. Breathe in and take the arms out and up. Breathe out, bend the knees, take your right arm forward and your left arm back so that you're turning your upper back sideways. Look over your back hand. And as you breathe in, reach up like you're passing a ball between your hands, high up as you can, and then breathe out, left arm forward, right arm back, bending the legs so your tail is right underneath the crown of the head. Breathing in and breathing out. Looking back. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath in. This time, breathe out, fold forward, bending the legs as much as you like, letting the head drop down. And as you breathe in, lighten the heels, sweep the arms out and up. Breathe out one more time, forward fold, diving down, lightening the heels so you use your belly muscles more than the lower back. One more breath in. And breathe out. This time, breathe in, sweep the arms out and up. Breathe out, staying up, open the arms out and down. Hands to the lower back, elbows draw back. I'll turn sideways. Use the press of the legs to lift from behind the heart. You can keep your chin down to get that action of lifting behind the heart, or maybe let the head hang off the heart. You choose. But take a few breaths here. Back bends more stimulating, more energizing. Forward folds more relaxing. As you breathe in, lift from behind the heart. Breathe out, let the head come up on its own. Let's take the feet wider. We'll take a few standing wide-legged poses. Turn the right foot out. Turn the left foot in with your heels lined up. And for this pose, draw energy up the legs like you're sucking water up straws. Let the belly roll towards your right leg and take your right arm up so you can press with the legs, reach with the arm, and get more length through the spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Lengthen out as much as you can go. When you've gotten your length that way, put the hand against the leg and push out against the leg to lengthen the spine by pressing out. Let the belly roll down. Turn the ribs up and draw up from the left elbow. So the opened out arms help you to turn your heart towards the top hand. Breathing, lengthening, and opening the body. Now lighten that bottom hand, breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. Lowering the arms and never doing anything other than taking the arms out to the side so that you can turn your spine, not jamming arms back or anything extra. Turn the feet to the left now for the second side of triangle pose. Spread the toes like you're drumming fingertips against a desktop and take the left arm up, pressing with the legs, reaching with the arms, lengthening your spine with your limbs. Breathe in, breathe out, hinge out, and again, push out against the leg to get more length. You can come as low as you like, as long as you can lengthen your spine, leaning the shoulders out over that leg, and again, belly down, ribs up, elbow up, and then breathing, just opening, releasing, finding a soft edge to relax in, to feel stable and easeful in. Now lighten the bottom hand and breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. Shoulders relaxed. Holding the sides of the waist, turn the feet to the right. Take the feet a little wider and bend the right knee. Letting the belly roll towards the right knee so you can see your middle toe and stopping the knee directly over the heel. Push a little weight into the back foot, leaning in and pulling up an imaginary zipper through the hip flexor. Really feel that stretch. Then open out the arms, let the ribs revolve to the left until you can open up the whole left side of the upper back like you're opening the left cover of a book. Really grounded and stable, like you've pulled back a bow and arrow. Push weight into the left foot and look right. Few breaths here in Warrior Two pose. Breathe in, start to straighten the right leg. Breathe out, straighten all the way, holding the sides and turning the feet to the left. Spread the toes. Bend the left knee, stopping the knee over the heel and pushing weight into the back foot. Leaning in, stretching that hip flexor. Push weight into the right foot, and as you open out the arms, revolve the ribs to the left. So again, you're centered right in the center. Pushing weight into the back foot, look left, look towards your target, looking over the left fingertips. Breathing, feeling the stability, the strength, and the ease in Warrior Two. Breathe in, start to straighten. Breathe out, straighten all the way. Hold the sides of the waist, turn the feet right. We'll take side angle pose. Bend the right knee just like before, stopping the knee over the heel and pushing weight into the left foot. Now you can put the hand out against the leg and reach the left arm up and over if your feet are closer and your seat is higher. If your seat is lower, you might come down onto your elbow, dropping down and then pressing out against the leg, whether it's with your hand or your elbow. The belly rolls down, the ribs roll up. Take the top hand down, forward, stop at the side of the head, maybe make a fist and press back with the leg. Reach with the arm, maybe extending through the fingertips at last. Belly rolls down, ribs roll up, breathing into side angle pose. Now keeping the legs in this shape, breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. Just a moment in warrior two. And on an exhale, straighten the right leg. Hold the sides of the waist and turn the feet left. Spread the toes. Bend the left knee. Belly rolling left so you can see your middle toe. Push weight into the back foot and either rest the hand against the leg or the elbow, you choose. But use the press against the leg to get length through the spine. And again, you want to feel like an upward trajectory, like a rocket ship going up. So the back arm comes down, forward, stops at the side of the head, and then reach up and out, taking off like a rocket. Breathing, lengthening, and releasing. Keeping the legs in this shape, breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. Finding that warrior two for a moment. On an exhale, straighten the left leg. Hold the sides of the waist, turning the feet forward now. With the heels lined up, the outer edges of your feet parallel. Take the thumbs to the flat bones on your lower back and draw down. Take the elbows back and breathe in, lift the heart, lift from your belly. Breathe out, fold from the hips, bending the legs when you feel resistance. And taking the hands down. If that's uncomfortable, bend the knees and bring the hands above the knees and let the head come down. So you choose, hands against the legs, hands down. Let the head drop. And take a few breaths in spread feet pose. Now lighten the heels. Bring the hands above the knees. Push out against the legs, lift the head and the heart. Breathe in, start to come up. Breathe out all the way up. Walk the feet in. We'll take tree pose. So choose the foot you'd like to balance on. And if you'd like to come by a wall or a chair, that's just fine. Spread the toes of the foot you'll balance on first and turn your other leg to the side, kickstanding the foot or bringing the foot somewhere higher up the leg. Press the outer hip of the standing leg back towards the raised knee and bring either one palm to the heart, or if you're bringing both palms together at the heart, you can take that. Steady the gaze. Get quiet inside and let the breath flow naturally. Maybe taking the gaze up, or the arms up, excuse me. Palms can be open or closed, whatever helps to elongate the spine. The arms are up, bring the palms together and lower the pressed palms. Thumbs by the heart. Lower the raised leg. And then once again, spreading the toes of the foot you'll balance on, turning the other leg out, and choosing where you'd like your foot to be. Feeling the stability in the standing leg and the foot. One palm to the heart, or both palms together. Steady gaze. Easy, natural breathing. Taking the arms up, lengthening. Lowering the pressed palms. And lowering the raised leg. The next two poses we'll take either on the mat or in a chair. If you're taking it in a chair, you'll take your back bend, leaning back over the chair back if you have the right height, interlacing the fingers behind the head, elbows close. Or if that's not the right height, you can sit forward, take a little bit of a back bend, and you'll take a forward fold with your elbows over the knees and the head hanging. Otherwise, come straight down onto your mat or your towel, onto the hands and the knees, and onto the belly for the back bend. With the forehead down to start, slide the elbows forward and prop up the chest so the elbows are underneath the armpits and the inner wrists are in front of the inner elbows. Stream energy through the legs into the tops of the feet, and then let that soften and relax. So the legs are like the wake of a boat. Press down and back with the forearms, pulling the back of the heart forward like a prow of a ship in Sphinx pose. Or if you'd like more back bend, you move the hands back, keeping the elbows soft, pressing down with the hands, but not leaning back from the waist, using the press of the hands to pull the back of the heart forward, lengthening the waist, and coming up in Cobra pose. Whichever form of back bend you're in, take a few breaths there, energizing, stimulating the system. And then slowly lowering down. If you're on the floor, rest on a side of the head, on a temple or a cheek. Let the arms relax by the sides. Let the heels roll out. And take a few breaths into the lower belly and the lower back. And bring the forehead down, the hands under the shoulders. Breathe in, lift the seat. Breathe out, pull the knees forward and sit back down towards the heels, taking the head down and resting the belly and chest on the legs in child's pose. Again, if you're in the chair, this is where you'll take the forward fold, sliding the hands down the legs with the feet hip width, elbows, armpits relaxed over the knees, head hanging forward. So whichever forward fold you're in, breathing into the belly, the lower back, and the sides of the waist. Keep the eyes quiet, the brow quiet. And walk the hands back. And if you're in the chair, we'll be taking a twist now, feet hip width. You'll take the right hand to the left knee and the left hand back, turning the heart to the left. So the knees pointing straight keeps your lower spine forward, and you're using your hands to turn your upper spine back, softening into the twist and elongating the spine. If you're on the floor, you'll bend your left knee, right leg extended, interlace the fingers, pull against the shin, left hand back, right arm reaches up, breathe in and lift from your belly. Breathe out, either hug that knee to turn the chest towards the bent leg and walk the back hand back, or even hook the arm over. Depends on what reflects and helps your twist as you push the floor down with the back hand and elongate the spine. If you're on the floor, you'll press the back of your right knee forward, down into the floor, excuse me, and let the belly expand out on the breath in, releasing on the breath out. And release. If you're on the floor, you'll bend the right knee, left leg forward, right hand back, left arm up. Get your length by pushing the floor down and reaching up with the arm. Breathe in, breathe out, hug the knee or hook over, and push the knee into the arm if you've hooked over. Walking the back hand back, lengthening the spine and softening the belly. If you're in the chair, same thing, second side, hand on the outside of the knee. The right hand holds the chair back, turning the heart towards the chair back and breathing into the belly. Release. Okay, we'll take the legs up. You can put the chair by the foot end of your mat, if you have one. Sit sideways to the front edge of the chair and swing the legs up, turning 90 degrees. Take the legs up, or you can let them relax on the chair seat. If you're keeping your legs up, you can slide your hands under the tip of the tail, and if straight legs is uncomfortable, soften the knees so the thighs are straight up and down. Closing the eyes and letting a little blood flow down from the extremities, from the feet and the lower extremities. Natural breathing. And you can lower the legs, they're not already there, onto the chair seat. Let the arms relax by the sides, or rest the hands on the belly. Or if you prefer now to have your legs just forward on the mat, lying flat, you can move the chair to the side to take your closing relaxation either with the legs elevated or with the legs flat on the ground. I'll come up, but you stay down. And take a closing relaxation here. So feel the symmetry of the left and right sides of the body. Feel the length of the spine from the tip of the tail all the way up through to the base of the skull. Either close the eyes or simply set the gaze at one spot and soften the eyes. Let the belly relax. So the body feels very receptive to the breath's flow in and out. Let the breath flow naturally. As thoughts form and dissolve, notice that and simply draw the attention back to the feeling of the breath as it flows in and out. You can blink the eyes open, wriggle the fingers and the toes, roll the wrists and ankles. Give a great big full body stretch. Hug the knees into the chest. And roll over onto the side. So you're ready, press up to sit. So glad you could join today. So nice to spend an hour with you in the middle of the day for Tai Chi and Yoga. Hope you can join again next week. Thanks from the Integrative Psychiatry and Wellness Program.